Yesterday, the origin system of a major US retailer went down, but you wouldn't have known. A product page resilience system built by Harper seamlessly took over, delivering the product pages without interruption. Today, I'm here with Daniel Abbott, the technical account manager supporting that retailer, to walk us through what happened and how Harper helped keep things running. Daniel, can you talk to us about what happened during the incident?
Yeah, so Harper's in place as a kind of resilience platform for this retailer. So the customer had some issues at their origin where they normally serve traffic to their end users. Our system seamlessly jumped in and started serving that traffic to those customers trying to reach, different product pages during this time period. And we were able to serve about 80% of the traffic during that outage time. And that was, across a catalog that we store of about 40 million items. And that again correlated to those customers then being able to see actual product pages despite the actual origin being down for the retailer.
Okay, so are you saying that this system just stores the full HTML for these pages?
That's correct. So there's a system in place where the customer does a cache warm up on a periodic basis to put their most important pages into the solution so that in the event that the origin is inaccessible for Harper as well as customers, they already have the data in place, the full page HTML. There's nothing required, no additional requests need to be made. Once the request comes to Harper, we're able to serve that content directly back.
Wow. So when you say 40 million there, that's a pretty large number. How long does it taking us to serve each one of these pages?
During the event, so the event was about an hour, and we served around 2 million requests during that hour. And the P95 latency for just the Harper processing time was about 2 milliseconds per request.
Wow, that's that's pretty quick. Can you speak to like why Harper is such a good system for something like this?
Yeah, absolutely. It really comes down to kind of the collapse stack idea. So we're not making additional calls from our platform to other platforms. The application that's been written by the customer has direct access to the data in the database. Again, so super low latency. We're able to do a lot of processing and just data gathering, et cetera, very, very, very quickly because we're all in one place. We're super efficient. And it's also scaled across multiple regions throughout the US. So you're getting that benefit both for within the product itself as well as the deployment footprint.
Cool. So looking at like the internal reaction that's happening here, like what have we heard from this retailer? What is their reaction to this incident?
Yeah, so obviously checked in with my customer when I saw this was happening and saw the additional load on the system. Since this is a resilience use case, we kind of saw the spike there. They said that it was obviously a very hectic day for them. I've been a part of many of those events from both sides of the fence, and but they were super happy that the solution was able to jump in and again serve 80% of the traffic. That's 80% of traffic they would not have been able to serve had the Harper solution not been there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a real revenue attached to that with like 2 million different product pages delivered.
Absolutely.
So what does this event like this kind of teach us about the importance of a distributed systems for these large scale retailers?
Yeah, absolutely. So, with the transition to the cloud, people kind of assume they get a lot of resilience just by being in the cloud, but really the way that you're deployed within the cloud or across multiple clouds or multiple, on-prem plus cloud solutions really makes a huge difference. So, we reduced the points of failure. So there's not a single point of failure with the Harper solution. Even if one node were to go down in one region, we're always deployed in multi-region footprints, typically even with redundancy within those regions as well. So since all of the data lives in each instance, you can lose one and really not suffer any performance impacts. We use various load balancing solutions in order to make sure that we're monitoring the performance of each of the nodes, and that if they do start performing poorly, those get swapped out, and we serve traffic from just only the most performant locations where the data is.
Wow, it's cool to see Harper being used as kind of this what makes more other people more resilient, having that fully distributed node. I feel for this retailer, how many nodes do we have distributed across the US?
For this use case, 12.
Okay, so quite a few, a lot of outages can happen, a lot of things can happen even to the resilient system before anything is really noticed. That's pretty incredible.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. So, last question here. What advice would you give other technical teams looking to prepare for this kind of contingency?
I mean, yeah, the biggest thing is, have your ducks in a row and don't think it can't happen to you. I think all of us in technology know that outages will happen. We've seen them across all of the hyperscalers. Pretty much every company that you've seen has had an outage at some point. And so having a solution like this in place insulates you from really any of that risk. especially if it's deployed correctly and managed appropriately, and you're able to load enough data into the solution, which we can scale horizontally pretty much infinitely. So it's just a matter of building out the systems to continuously populate and update these distributed caches so that you're never affected by any kind of origin outage at all.
Well, thanks for sharing this with us, Daniel. We'll have you on the show again soon.
Sounds
Thanks.
great. Thanks, Alex.